What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in once again. You guys know the message, why we keep making these videos and why we keep having these conversations, because we are one family, one love, one heart. What I want to talk about in this video is what LSD and mushrooms and these medicinal psychedelics, these medicinal fungi and plants have taught me about women. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a background. I grew up in the Middle East where, you know, fundamentalist, or I don't want to call it fundamentalist, but conservative Islamic values are sort of the dominant thing. And so, you know, you're not supposed to have sex before marriage, and you're not really supposed to look at women, and you know, it's just, sex is such a big taboo there, right? So I kind of grew up with this complex as a result, right? Because I was a little kid, and then, you know, I sort of grew up with this complex, like I just didn't know how to talk to women, I just couldn't understand them. You know, my mom tells me when I was a little kid, I used to be really chatty with women, but you know, as you grow older, and then you're given these cultural restrictions, like, you know, you can't look at women, you can't desire a woman, you feel guilt, you feel shame, and sex is such a taboo, and you know, it's really bad for the expression of the human. So anyway, I grew up with this complex, and I just couldn't talk to women for the longest time, and it was like my biggest insecurity, right? And anyway, so, you know, fast forward many years later, I started experimenting with psychedelics, right? And you know, like most guys, you come in and out of an affair or relationship and go into another one, and you start to, you know, like, how can I understand women? You know, I thought, okay, I heard this saying, you know, you don't try to understand women, you just love them, which there's some truth to that, but you know, I didn't know. So anyway, as I started experimenting with psychedelics and started going into the woods and tripping balls and having these epiphanies, this is what I realized in regards to the feminine, in regards to women. It is fucking hard to be a woman in the modern culture, in the modern global society, and in the modern global culture. It is incredibly difficult to be a woman, and this is something I was reminded of over and over and over and over on my trips. And I have 3 sisters. I love every single one of them, and I have a beautiful mother, and if you guys have been following me enough, you know, I talk about her a lot because I love her so much. So this is what I sort of started to come to realize. We've created this game, this civilization game, and the rules are very harsh. There's no love in business. There's no love in bottom line. There's no love in making money. It's just productivity, make money, survival of the fittest kind of thing. The problem and this is why it's so difficult for a woman to be in this world. And this is my theory on why women report a lot higher rates of anxiety and depression than men. A woman is biologically designed to have a baby. It's just in the biological DNA of a female to have a baby. As a result, they have more of a nurturing nature, you see? And like, every time I remember like my mom and the love she gave me while growing up, I start tearing up because, you know, many of us, most of us have experienced the nurture of a mother. And this is the female, you know, the female is a ball of love. The female is designed for love. She's designed to nurture. She's designed to bring up, and you know, just like Mother Earth is feminine, right? It brings up flowers, and just, you know, it takes care of the soil, takes care of the trees and the flowers. And in the same way, a female by nature is nurturing. That's the feminine. You put these souls into these female bodies or vehicles, and you put them in this harsh fucking survival of the fittest game, and this is a man's game, mostly, right? Yeah, the woman's gonna have a lot of problems, man. And I started to understand women more because for example, I became my mom. I told you guys this, I say it again, go watch my video, my mushroom trip and how I became my mom. I became my mom in one of my trips. I just said goodbye to her the day before, you know, we left 2 different countries. And then I go on a 5 grammar trip and I start crying for an hour, tears, man. And in that hour, I was just having flashbacks, but I was my mom instead taking care of little Saeed. I tell the story, go look it up. And I felt like the nurturing of my mom, the love, and this is when I understood in that moment what it's like to be a woman. You're designed for love. You know, this is why women love flowers and beautiful music and things that are loving. You know, you tell a woman a genuine compliment, like, you know, you really like her eyes, or you love her smile, and, you know, watch how the woman feels. She feels out of this world because she just received love. She received love energy in the form of words in this case, right? And really, that's what a female is. A female is a ball of love. But this game that we are in, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you're in the West, you might have the illusion as a woman that you're free. And sure, you're much freer than in other cultures. So this is a positive step, okay? But you're still a slave to the working machine. You know, everybody's a slave to the working machine. And this is just so against the nature of a woman. The feminine is chaotic, it's unstructured, it feels, you know, just like nature. Nature's feminine, earth is feminine. One day it's sunny, the next day it's rainy, the next day it's cloudy, the next day it's windy, and on it goes. And the woman, in her natural state, flows in the same way. And she just has this natural flow, just like life, just like earth, right? But then you put women in like this structured society, and you know, you go to 9 to 5 and you clock in and you clock out, and it sucks for men too. It's just men can probably handle it a little bit more because men are just more goal oriented. Women can adapt to it, anybody can adapt to it, but just because we adapted in something doesn't mean we're happy about it. I mean, everybody's adapted to the system, men, women, you name it, they're all adapted to the system. Doesn't mean you're happy with it, but I think women are even like more pissed off, but they don't know. A lot of women can't put it into words. They just feel this sense of pending doom, the sense of anxiety, the sense of despair, and they feel, because women they're feeling creatures. They feel something is wrong, but they don't know. They go psychotherapy, blah blah. They don't know. What it really is that we structure society in such a fucked up way that it makes everybody miserable, men and women alike, okay? Everybody's miserable because of the way we structure society. This productivity, bottom line, make money, no love, and, you know, just unhealthy, eat shitty food, you know, fuck your sleep, just go drink coffee, and it's like creating a miserable society, and everybody's suffering from it. Old, young, men, females, oh, you name it, men, women. However, go. Yeah, sorry. The women, I think, are even more affected by it because they feel so much, and they sort of soak in that negative, no love sort of atmosphere that's around them. They're surrounded by that. And then this is why I think women report higher rates of anxiety and depression. I think that's because it's just so against law of the society we created. So yeah, like just tripping on LSD and mushrooms and using these medicines have sort of made me understand the predicament of being a woman in this world. You see, I think we've embraced too much masculine values, and we should balance it out. So we should have a bit of both here, you know, yin and yang, right? So we're structured out of our fucking minds in society. We're structured out of our fucking minds. And you know, like, dancing and all of these things, you go and do it in its appropriate environment, because in the society, in the public, you gotta behave yourself, and it's again masculine qualities. Behave yourself, behave in a certain way, in a certain behavior. Don't stray outside of the norm, otherwise people look at you weird, right? They look at you weird, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? What the fuck is wrong with this girl? You know, you try and laugh out of your, like, laugh a deep laughter in public, people will look at you weird. You know, so we've suppressed these feminine qualities, you know, we've suppressed them in favor of more masculine dominated qualities. Now, what I think we should do is we should balance this out. So we should just have less structure, and we should go back to Mother Nature. If we go back to Mother Nature, we start, you know, growing our own food and living amongst nature, the masculine and the feminine just balance themselves out. Okay, try to kin a woman. If you're going out with a girl, take her out to nature, see how she feels. She will, it doesn't matter what she feels like, she will not help but feel beautiful and amazing, right? And same thing for men, same thing for us men, same thing, right? Like I feel amazing right now. I love nature so much, but I really do think the woman will even feel it more. She will feel the love more, because she's designed for nurture, she's designed for love, she's designed to give birth to a child and give her life, give her health, give her sleep up for this child. So it's ingrained for her to be programmed and wired to completely give herself away for someone else, which is a child. And that is every woman out there. She is designed for that. Now, whether you want to act upon it or not, whether you want to have kids or not, that I'm not talking about that here. It doesn't matter. In fact, we have so many people, we should all probably try and have less kids, you know? But that doesn't matter. The urge is there. However you choose to act on it, the urge is there to give birth and to give your life to someone else. And yeah, I think this is the predicament of being a woman in this world. So the next time a woman, you go up to a girl or something and she quote unquote rejects you or whatever, try to be compassionate. You know, like I've shrugged it in the past, and I'm like, well, fucking bitch, this bitch. Well, what is wrong with this bitch? You know, she's just a stuck-up bitch. But you know what, man? Like, it's not easy being a human in this world, let alone be a woman in this world. I really, you know. So have some compassion. She's having a bad day or whatever, man. Her mind has been programmed with a lot of shit, and she's spewing that shit out on you. Have compassion for her, because really, at the bottom of it, she was just a little girl. At some point, she was a little girl. She was probably the cutest thing. Okay, and now the world is just completely fucked with her head. So have some compassion for her, right? And if you're in a relationship right now, or if you have a girlfriend or something, or you're planning on having a girlfriend, just keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. You don't have to try and understand women, but just love them, you know, love them. That's the number one thing. That's the number one thing. If you truly, genuinely love a woman, and you can, you know, start with your mom, start with if you have sisters, start with your girlfriend if you have a girlfriend right now, but just more compassion. That's all, right? Oh, yeah, that's all. Check out my free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate Life in All Areas. Other than that, I love you guys. I love every single one of you. Remember, we're all one. This male, female, all of that. These are characters and roles we play. Like, I'm playing the role of a man right now, and this is the role I'm playing, and I'll fucking play it. I'll play it. And if you're a woman, you're playing the role of a woman, you play that role. But just remember, it's a game. That's not really you. Okay? So this is where we talk about oneness. Let's try to understand each other's predicaments here. As a male character, let's try to understand what it's like to be a woman in this game. As a woman, let's try and understand what it's like to be a man in this game. And once we try to understand each other here, we can sort of work with that and evolve into love. This is what we're here to do in this game. To evolve into love and compassion. And that's it. As always, don't forget to subscribe, or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.